in 2024, I want this year for us to be our rich air year, the year that we set ourselves up for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, and the year where we learn how to manage our money, how to budget correctly, how to save, how to invest. So I'm going to be discussing all these topics today. Welcome, this is Sydney Monica. Welcome back to another episode. On this channel, we talk about everything nursing, personal development, and finance. So if you're interested in any of these topics, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. In this video, I'm going to be giving financial tips for my medical professionals, my nurses, my CNAs, LPNs, RNs, nurse practitioners. I definitely want to touch on living below our means. I think this is such a big topic. So let's get right into it. So first, living below your means, I think, is the number one thing. For us nurses, you know, being in undergrad, in nursing school, a lot of us pretty much don't work or work a minimum wage job. So when you do get into that nursing role, transitioning from making a certain amount to, you know, doubling or tripling your income, you know, within like a short amount of time, it can be very exciting. I'm sure it was for me. I don't know about anybody, but it could be very exciting. You just feel like you're so rich, and the things that you couldn't afford before, maybe you can afford them now because, you know, you had a decent car payment when you were making average pay, and now you're making double or 3 times your pay. So of course you can afford a nicer car or a bigger place. But I'm here to remind you guys, once you get a higher pay, always try to live where you were at. Absolutely, you can enjoy the fruits of your labor, and if you want to get yourself a nicer car for all your hard work or something like that, I feel like that's fair. However, just don't be so quick to, you know, elevate your lifestyle, like new car, new house. Like, don't do all those things all at once, because you're just never gonna catch up. It's like you're gonna be working to pay bills, So I don't oppose to getting a nice car or, you know, getting a bigger place or whatever that will make you happy. I would say do one thing at a time. You know, you could say, you know, I'll give myself 3 or 4 years to get a car, but right now I think I need a bigger place. Something like that, like compromising. You don't have to like go big or go home type of situation, because I feel like that leaves a lot of people living like check to check. And very important, when you start making more, just forget about that increase. Don't bring it into your lifestyle and bring extra baggage that will consume all that extra pay. Instead, use that extra pay and put it in a retirement account, a Roth IRA, or buy some stocks, or put it in a high yield savings account, or maybe save it up and buy a property or something of that sort. But whatever you do, don't try to pay bills with it, because that's the point of making more money, so we can save more and get rich quicker. So that's very important to remember when you have an increased pay. And also for my nurses, I see this a lot. You know, when I was a travel nurse, when I was a staff nurse, you know, it's kind of like a habit when you go to work to stop at Dunkin' Donuts or go grab that Starbucks coffee. I know it's so delicious and so addicting, I must say. It's just, I would say limit that, because that $5-10 you're spending every morning, you know, before you get to work or after work, it adds up quickly. And that money, you can easily use that to invest in a couple stocks, or you can use it to put into something that's going to make you more money. I'm not saying don't treat yourself. You know, we work really hard. We deserve a latte. We deserve a frappuccino once in a while, I would just say like the hospital, they have coffee. They have coffee on every floor. They have coffee in the cafeteria. Sometimes those are free.com. I would take advantage of that. And maybe if you're getting these things 3 times, you know, a week, every time you go to your shift, maybe cut it down to 1 time a week. That can drastically make a difference on the amount of money that you can save. We also work so hard, and we deserve to pay ourselves first. So that brings me to my next topic, investing. Okay, a lot of people don't know a lot about investing. They don't know a lot about budgeting. They don't really know the right ways to save. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of my tips that I do that has helped me, you know, elevate on my financial journey. When it comes to saving, what I do is I automate it. I automate it. Whenever I get paid, I have a certain amount of money that I pay myself first before I pay any bills, before I do anything. That money pulls immediately from my account that my check gets deposited into my savings account. And for me, I don't use a traditional savings account. I have a high yield saving account, and I also have a brokerage account. And I feel like these accounts help me maximize my income, where it's not just sitting at a bank just getting 1%. You know, there's a couple different savings accounts. I can link them down below, or if you're interested more, go ahead and message me and I'll love to share it with you. Also, the brokerage account I have, I use that money in there and I buy stocks, I buy index funds, I buy ETFs, things that will go up in value. And when I feel like I make a good amount of money, I can sell them, recoup the money, or buy things that I feel like can make me more money in that account. I can play around with it. So I feel like that helps me boost up my earnings a lot more when I get my checks. Also, another thing that I do, I try to keep my my debt very low. Using credit cards is very good and it could be very beneficial, but you got to be smart with it. You know, they always say, like, if you cannot afford to pay the full balance at the end of the month, just don't go ahead and use your credit. Just don't use your credit card at all. So I pretty much like put all my expenses on my credit card because I know I'm going to be able to pay it. And it's not solely just for the points, but it's also for credit purposes as well. Because we're in 2024, we want good credit. We want to be able to use that credit to leverage and be able to do bigger and better things. So for me, it's not because I don't have the money to use cash or to use regular, debit card. It's more to leverage the credit cards and to take advantage of it to help me be able to leverage. So when I get that check, I don't think about it. I take out that amount and just pay the credit card. I just forget about it. But some people, that sometimes it can be real tricky if you don't have the self-control or the discipline to set those limits for yourself and say, hey, this is my budget for the month on the credit card. This is what I'm gonna spend it on, and that's all I can spend at this time. Because when I get my check, if I spend more than that, now this is how debt accumulates. You're not gonna be able to catch up, and next thing you know, it keeps piling up and piling up. So I would say, like, if you know yourself, and that's okay, because sometimes it takes us time. If you know you're not disciplined enough to to stick to a budget and also to pay it on that due date, just don't use it. I would say just don't use it. Just go ahead and use your card, pay cash, be responsible, because we want to have good credit, right? So that takes me on to my next point. Having good credit, what does that do for you? Well, for me, I try to leverage it as much as possible. Okay, as we know on my channel, we talk about personal development and finances. So for me, I'm into real estate. I love real estate. I love, you know, going to open houses and like on there 24/7, because I just feel like that's fun to me. It's exciting. It gets me motivated to like, oh, I want this one day. But my main thing is like investing in properties. You know, I might not be doing it as quick as I would like to do it. I knew from a very young age I was gonna get into real estate. I didn't know how I was gonna do it. I just knew I was gonna do it, and ever since I never looked back. And that's just been the plan. I'm gonna make more videos. If you guys are interested, I could talk about my journey into real estate. I could discuss more about that. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you would be interested in hearing me talk more about my investment journey. But you know, that's just for me. There's so many different businesses out there and ways that you can invest your money in the future. It can double and triple. So that's what I'm saying, like leverage your credit, you know, take advantage of this new era in 2024. So many opportunities for people to get rich. Lastly, let's talk about educating ourselves on money. Like I said, a lot of us, you know, we didn't grow up with a book or schools teaching us this. And I think for us professionals that work so hard, it's so important to know how to manage our money and where to put our money so that we can maximize our earnings and set ourselves up for the future. So I would say like reading books, and two of my favorite books that I've read so far that I felt like has helped me in my financial journey is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki and I'll Teach You How to Be Rich by Ramiti Sahadi. I will link these books down below. I got them both on Amazon and on Audible. And I know you guys, we're busy. We work, we have children, we got things to do. So we're not gonna sit there and read no book, chapter books. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna put it on the Audible when we're driving in the car, when we're cleaning and cooking, and we're gonna listen to the books. We're gonna educate ourselves. We're gonna try to level up in 2024. We deserve that for ourselves. We work so hard. So I highly recommend that you guys read a couple books, okay? I think it can really be beneficial for you guys. And also, there's great podcasts out there. These two authors that I mentioned, they have great podcasts on YouTube. I follow them on Instagram. They're very inspirational, always giving great financial advice. I recommend following a couple financial gurus on social media. I feel like that can really elevate our knowledge. So if you guys found this video to be helpful, go ahead and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share if you think this can help somebody else. And I appreciate you guys tuning into my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.